everyone, welcome to Amberg Acres. So this is going to be our last video for this year. It is now, it's almost the 1st of December, and I'm done working on the garage. I'm not going to be doing anything else out there. I finished up the doors and the windows. The rat boards are in all the way around, and if I go out there for some reason, I'll take the camera with and show you that, but whatever. So we're getting a couple things done quick here. Last year, you saw me trying to smooth my trails out over there, and I was pulling this drag. It had wheels on it. I was pulling the drag, and I was having issues with it because it just kind of like wanted to float on top the snow. So what I'm going to do is I picked up this bar, and I am going to attach this bar on here. First I'm going to remove these prongs on the front, if you want to call them that. So I originally made this. This was supposed to be kind of like a rock bucket, you know, like you would put on your tractor. So it was supposed to skim across the top of the dirt in the field over there after I plowed, and the bigger rocks were supposed to roll up on here. And it did work. The problem is I have so many roots and over there and stuff that all I did was I kept getting hooked on roots on these prongs, and the thing would flip up, and then it bent the hitch, and it created all kinds of problems. You don't have the strength here like you do on a rock bucket. The rock bucket would just rip the roots, you know. So I'm taking this off, and I'm just gonna keep it as a drag because it works really good as a drag. I'm attaching this bar, and this is going to be in a hitch. If you remember, I made the counterweight last year with the carryall from Tractor Supply, the yellow thing out there in the yard, and I put that hitch on the back. Okay, so this is going to go in that hitch, and then this will be more flat and stable, and then I can just drop my 3-point hitch down and just skim the top of the snow, and I can kind of control it a little better, that it's just not plowing snow. It'll be riding on top of the snow, and I think that's going to work better for me. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to get these all ground off, then we're going to attach this bar, and that's going to be it. I think that'll work. That'll help a lot, you know. So let's get cutting here. Actually, I need to get my other glasses on. I didn't tell you this last year. When I was working out here in the garage, I forget when that was, I was working on the little thing I made for Pablo, the little stand, and I got a spark in my eye, even with my glasses on. I got a spark in my eye, and I had to go up there and get my eyeballs scraped. I had to go up to the emergency room and get my eyeballs scraped. We couldn't get it off here. And if you're familiar with working with steel, if you get that in there and you get a rust ring, that's bad for your eye. So I went up there and I had to get that all scraped. So ever since then, I've been wearing these goggles now when I do the grinding and cutting. Yeah, they're stupid looking and whatever, but if it keeps that stuff out of my eyes better, then it's worth it, right? So. I just had them stitched on there, a little stitch on the top and a little stitch on the bottom, so hopefully that'll just pop right off, but let's see here once. I think it's the two on the ends here that are holding me up. I'll have to put a new blade on and cut them off. Oh boy. Took a lot more pounding than I thought it was going to. Just them little pieces of weld, they hold up, they hang up pretty good. Alright, so that's off. So let me figure out the rest of this quick here and we'll get her going. Okay, so I notched this out right here in the center, and we're just going to weld that in just like that. And I think that's going to be plenty strong for what I'm going to do with this. I think what I want to do is I want to put a piece across here before I start welding. Get a piece cut, go across here, and so I got a ramp the whole length of the thing, so that if it does go down in the snow, it's got a little bit of a ski there, or whatever you want to call it, a ramp or a ski, so it glides over the snow a little better on the front. So let me go find a piece of steel and see what I can come up with. Well, I was unable to find anything. I got all this little strip metal, I call it, or whatever you want to call it. None of that looks like that would work for what I want to do. So I'll just leave it the way it is for now, and I'll put the hitch on there and we'll see how it works the way it is, and I'll start looking for pieces of metal. You know, if you go on Marketplace and stuff, these guys all want so much. You know, it's ridiculous what they're asking for some of this rusted old scrap metal, you know. So you got to kind of hit the auctions and whatever, find people that are just throwing stuff out, and that's what you got to do to go find stuff like this. That's what this was. This was like a deck or something. Somebody made like a deck off of a garage out of metal, you know, and I got it and I cut it all up, and I've been using it for years already here now. So I just got to go find some more, you know. That's what I got to do. So we'll just weld this on. I got to drill a hole in it here for the hitch, and we'll just weld it on, and that'll be fine for right now. All right, so I got this all welded in good. So that's it. It's going to go in that hitch, and my 3-point will raise and lower it, and you're going to have to adjust your tilt a little bit so that it's laying flat, somewhat flat. When we get a little more snow, we got probably an inch or so out there right now, but when we get a little more snow, we'll test her out, and I'll see if I can make a video of it when we're using it. So, all right, that's it for now. I gotta get snow plows on. I got a bunch of stuff to do, so hang on. All right, so one of the things we're going to be doing this next following year is my son-in-law Jacob, the one that helped me with the roof on the pole barn. He went out and bought himself a Woodland Mills at HM 130 Max, and all them logs you see sitting in my yard all the time are going to go on this thing, and we're going to cut them all into boards. So that's one of the things you're going to see coming up this year. So we're going to put this thing together, which I'll share with you later on. But this is one of the projects we're going to be doing for next year. Okay, So one of the problems we had yesterday, we got the bunk all together, got the wheels on, pretty much got this whole thing together. And as we started tightening up these bolts, we realized that we were losing our dimension here. So these rails here, we held a dimension of 3/8 to 1/2 inch. So we're at about 7/16. And that all went together beautiful. We got that all nice and straight. But then when we started tightening up the bolts, we were losing our dimension across here. It's supposed to be 37 inches. So it says to start in the middle, so that's where I'm at, is in the middle. So I still have 37 inches here, but as we went down, we started losing it. I'm almost off by 1/8 of an inch here, okay? So what I think is happening, I think as we were tightening up these rails here, we're bending the sides, you know? So I'm gonna loosen this all up and I'm gonna try and get that all straight. And then we'll remeasure it, and then we'll come this way and we'll go that way, and we'll try and get this all straight, because that's what the rollers are gonna run on. So we wanna get it as straight as possible now, so that later on when we put the head on, we're not trying to sit here and move stuff, you know? So. Okay, so just loosening up the bolts, I gained about 1/16 of an inch. So I know that's what's happening here. All right, I got it loose now. So there shouldn't be anything holding this in place. And I am at 37 inches. So we're definitely, something to do with pulling these bolts down is making this thing suck together. So what I'm seeing is when this is down, it's touching on this outside piece of this angle, and up here I got a big gap. So when we're tightening it up, we're actually bending that piece of angle iron. So I used to work in a shop that did all this type of metal work, you know, bending metal. This metal is not bent straight. It never is. And if you do get it straight, then you're dealing with the thickness of the metal is different in certain areas of the plate. So this is what you have to work with when you're trying to put something like this together. So I think what I'm going to do is, instead of pulling these tight, I'm just going to snug them up. All right, and then we'll check between the rails here and see, because this one is good here. So somewhere here in the middle of this piece of channel, we're bending. All right, so I got everything tight, but the two outer bolts in this rail here, and I am at 37 exactly. So that is the issue. This piece of angle iron is bent just slightly. So when we tighten these 4 bolts down, it's twisting this channel in. So I'm gonna leave those 2 loose for right now, and I'll snug them up later. Just like hand tighten them so that I'm not bending the rail. I got the two inner ones here on this edge are nice and tight. So there we go. So that's what you got to work with if you're working with this type of steel. This is not a true angle iron. This is probably a formed piece that they formed out of a piece of metal, maybe. On like after they punched it on a punch press, that they form it in a brake press. And even with the CNC brake presses where they figure out the angle and everything for you, you're still dealing with the metal, that the metal is not perfect. So this is just something you got to deal with to get this all nice and straight. All right, so I'm gonna move on and get the rest of these all tightened down. Well, we got the trailer all together now. So that was the issue. As we were tightening up these bolts on these cross members, it was twisting the metal. So I put a shim under here, and I only tightened down the 2 inside ones, and the other ones are just snug. And that made all the difference. So now we're perfectly straight. We're 37 inches all the way front to back, and we're perfectly level. So we're gonna go with that for right now, and we'll see what it looks like. See what it looks like when we get the head on, I guess.
Ready?
Okay.
You look at it? Oh, we still got 3 of those. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm hoping we make it.
Hold it.
Being here. So when you push it over, can we go a little towards the front?
Straighten it out though. Is that this here's gonna be in the way?
Yeah, like right here, it's like straight on right here. I mean, if you push it back, it's gonna stretch the front. Push it a little forward, it's got some clearance. Not by much. I mean, it's not gonna take too much.
No, let's just slide the trailer over a little bit.
It's
Grab that side there, Dave.
it's the beam relation to the top of the lip.
Yes,
It
I know.
doesn't matter if
I
the
know. We
trailer-
gotta move the trailer over so we don't have to go that far.
We're gonna swing the trailer back this way.
Oh,
Just there, yeah. Should be more than enough right there.
Yeah.
Right? Possibly not. It's gonna be close. We'll be good.
Yeah, I think they drip a little more.
There we go. There.
So why did we put on fluid? I don't understand.
The pin goes in between there. We have to drill a hole on
Right,
it.
so this is an inside one.
Is there a quick release button or can it just...
Yeah, it's when everything snaps, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that is a pretty simple change, but at least that's the one that's not left in there.
There you go.
Can you run the backside, Dave?
Yeah.
Let's get that, make sure that whoever lines up in the...
Yep. It's in the back. I'm touching, I'm just about in.
Good on your side, Mark?
Yeah.
And then just gotta keep that front. Yep. Now it's good.
There.
Good. Oh, yeah. Ah, shoot, it's on backwards, Jacob. Was it? It's on backwards.
Well, we got it all together. It really wasn't that bad. A couple of things were a little difficult, but rolled real nice. So we got the bed nice and straight. Got a few things to wrap up on Monday, and it'll be done. It'll be ready to run. So if you like these videos, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.